Welcome back to another episode of Find the Line, presented by Against the Grain Design and Print, where we dive into real stories with real racers, the successes, the hardships, and everything in between, with your co-hosts Logan Cipala and Joe Falde. Produced by Luke Cipala, it all starts right here, right now, on Find the Line.
Yeah, and we can do anything. Mama said it's true, and I put that on everything. Mama told me one day I'ma blow up big and I'ma be a king. And my papa told me it's okay to sing when shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, cause they'll get you through this so-called life they call living, but I call it strange, and I bet I'll do
Woo! Welcome back to Find the Line, my horsepower heroes. Well, we had a guest have a work emergency tonight, and Tom says, hey, light the bat signal, and I'll be damned if here don't come the best dressed, the smartest, the most insightful podcast hosts in North America. Ladies and gentlemen, the cowboy, Brandon Krieger, and the fast Maple Leaf, Ryan Wyatt. Welcome, boys. How's it going tonight?
Hey,
Going
gentlemen.
good.
I think he was talking about you, cowboy. I know it wasn't me tonight.
No.
What? Fast Maple Leaf? Well, I'm not a Maple Leaf or fast,
Okay,
so it's probably not me.
Well, I'll take Maple Leaf, but the rest is you.
Well, we know you guys from Nitro and Mud, and thank you so much for coming tonight, because when our guests had a work emergency, Logan's like, damn, we should talk schedules and now that they're all dropped with the Nitro guys, and just talk about what we're feeling about these schedules. And thank you to all the series for getting those schedules out. And we also have a couple rumors that we'll talk about that I can't say where I heard them, but I'm on the dark web, so I get stuff. I get stuff here and there, and I got a couple little nuggets we can touch on later. And also, end of the show, we're gonna have some caught in your chain, so hang on. But boys, the schedule we got. Ryan, should we start with Rockwell? The Rockwell schedule?
Yeah, we can fire it well. I kind of jot up what I can do, but yeah, let's fire it off. Go Rockwell.
Well, awesome. We see it with Rockwell. They announced their schedule, and coming back to the Rockwell series, we have X12 in Utah, and I think Luke's raced there, Logan's raced there, I've raced there, Ryan's raced there. Cowboy's the only one that hasn't thrown a leg over one in Utah yet, right, Cowboy?
Right, yet.
Can we take a moment first to just highlight Luke's trip to Utah?
Oh God!
Where he became the first hill climber to ever hit a tree while in the middle of a hill climb run.
Okay, I got to hear it.
The tree was also in the middle of the run. Not my fault.
Was that the first year we went there, and it was where they had us cross that ditch, and then we were gonna go bushwhacking?
Yep.
Yes.
Luke actually went bushwhacking.
Yeah. Luke likes to push the limits, Ryan. That's what he does.
I love how the tree was like it's tiny little sapling, but yet it completely stopped me. Like in any other case, I should have just mowed right over it, but somehow it just absolutely stopped me on a dime. Of course.
Luke,
But that's him tangled up in the tree.
That tree didn't have a diameter of 1.5 inches. I mean, it was. I mean, a weed whip with not even a metal blade on it would take that thing out, right, Luke?
Yeah.
Luke did
It
not
looked like it had
find
a
the
bunch of
line.
little branches hanging out to just like grab you like fingers, and
The best was he came down the hill and said that he hit a tree and was all pissed off. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. He probably like hit a branch. And we saw those photos after the race. I'm like, oh my God.
I didn't mind, like, the ditch was kind of off, but the actual right side of the hill, and then when you went back through the dip and did the vert part, that actually was a pretty cool hill.
Yeah.
That was cool. That when you went through that crease, how it was kind of off camber was really wicked. Like when you were going fast, you had to like throw all your weight one way, then throw it all the other. It was technical.
Yeah.
That was cool. There's a couple rocks there. I think we found all of them, right? I mean, that X12 is the only place where I've popped a front and a rear tire on one run. That was my record there.
that's impressive.
Yeah. That's
I totally agree. I pack extra tubes to go there. I'm gonna, if I go there this year, which I probably will, I'll be running bibs.
That's smart.
Let's say
That's
put a
smart.
moose in there, bibs or
Yeah,
something.
I'm
Yeah.
running bib mooses and calling her good because holy cow. I think I was at four tubes. I was out of tubes, plus I lent out a couple.
Right.
It's massacre.
Yep, bring extra tubes. That was the
Yeah,
place
I'm
because
gonna skip the race this year and bring a tube stand.
Just
Just
buy
drive the Civic out there and sell inner tubes.
Sell inner tubes. You could probably change them for $50 a piece too.
Yeah, I'll change them too. I love changing tires.
Glad you like doing it. That's fucking hate changing dirt bike tubes.
Yeah, for $50, I'm in.
You remember
I won't be able
how
to keep up.
how long that return trail was? Like when you actually took the return trail and you came down by like the shooting range. So it
Yeah.
was the old 990 front tire, back tire blown out. I ride all the way down. There's like 27 open bikes. I get back. I'm with Kirk, and I change the back tire, change the front tire, get up, and still make my second run without my mechanical. And so proud of myself that happened. Right, we get to the Big Sky a few weeks later, and my open bike's on the stand, and there's like a cut in my paddle tire, and I look at the cut and I see metal under the tire, and I'm like, what in the world is going on here? In my haste, there was a tire iron inside my tire at from when I changed it so fast because it was like a 3.5-inch rim, and I was illegally running metal at X12, but it was inside the tire. Kirk just gave me that
added weight.
Kirk, I made the mistake of telling Kirk, and he's like, "That's a new one." He's like, "I've never actually even heard of that before."
And it held air.
It held air, yeah. So only me.
Last winter when we were ice riding, I changed Jake's tire and put all my tools away because we were at his shop, and I could not find a spoon. And I looked all over. I'm like, damn, I'm like, I must have lost it in Jake's tools or something. And then Cody was riding the beta, and he's just going like 6 gear back and forth as fast as he can. He came back. He's like, yeah, the rear tire is like shaking a lot when I'm going fast. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I left my spoon in there.
Little off balance, that's all.
And it was in a tubeless tire, so it worked out. Like it was still holding there, but the thing was probably just floating around in there. So he's going like probably 60 miles an hour on the ice, and the rear end just shaking.
Yeah, folks, don't do that. That's not a good way. That's not how you're supposed to change a tire.
But
But
I no, honestly don't know if I've ever heard of anybody doing it, and you two have. That is classic.
I guess now you can see how we can travel thousands of miles and not want to kill each other. We're drinking the same water over here, I guess.
Oh, that is so good.
But awesome to see Rockwell. We were wondering what was going to happen. They've been to Columbus, they've been to Carnegie in the last few years. Now Utah. So the Rockwell series is going to be Utah and BMC. And Ryan, you and I were talking before all this happened, and at one point I was just thinking Rockwell was going to be just a BMC event, and I was kind of down with it. I thought that'd be kind of cool that it would just all be BMC. And I don't think like it's a negative whatsoever. If that ever comes to be where Rockwell is just the BMC, they have already 3 very unique individual races from the Great American, the Big Sky, and then the night race. I mean, right there, that's a series, you know? But they're bringing X12 in. I get it. It'll be cool. What are your thoughts, Ryan? And do you have any insight on I've heard that there's a new promoter in the event. Do you have any insight on those guys?
Yeah, I kind of, like we talked before, I'm kind of in the same boat. Rockwell could run at Billings. It is one of the best places to hill climb in the world. It's just so easy, such good hills, water, great group of guys. I get their side, they want to keep it kind of more national,
Right.
to keep the sport national for them and say that. And that's great too. X12, we left there a couple years ago, decided not to go there with Rockwell. So, with the last time we were there, and most of the concerns with the hill and the pits and everything was kind of getting addressed. There was a new group stepping in, and it was kind of the crew that used to run the Widowmaker.
Oh,
Um,
sick. Nice.
yeah, and it seems like a really, really good bunch of guys, and they really wanted to do it. So,
Cool.
I haven't got the full story yet or anything like that, but pretty much they've addressed all the concerns. They, want to run it like a professional event and, keep a pro pits to the side, no pit riding, kind of the stuff that was the, Achilles heel of that hill. They've carved in a down trail, which
Nice.
I haven't tried it yet or seen it, but anybody that's been there has kind of took the, I don't know, 3-mile trip around, trying to get down through the rocks there. So, you know what? It's shaping up that it's got lots of potential. The hill
Cool.
is massive, I
Yeah.
guess, but,
Yeah.
and rocks and stuff, but it's one of its own and a beast, 1,700 feet of, you know, pull and hard. It's a fun hill though, so it should come back hard.
I haven't been there in a few years. I was there, I think the very first 2 years. It was Rockwell, I believe. I can't remember positive. I think I was there 2 or 3 years. I can't remember. But the one thing was extremely deceiving hill because you look at a picture and you're like, oh, I'm gonna be pulling fifth gear wide open over the top. But then we ran it, and out of I think there was maybe 6450s there, maybe 20 at a time. Like it's tough. Like you need power, you got to have a good line. And when they start doing those off cambers, it's a whole new animal, isn't it?
Yeah, and like you all can contest to that. But kind of as the years go on, there's a pocket at the last final left to go up the hill and do the final section. And that's over the years has been getting deeper and deeper and deeper. If they keep the finish where it's at, it's getting up like almost tire depth
Wow.
in that
Dang.
corner. So we'll
Dang.
we'll see what they do this year. There's lots of hill to play with. I
Yeah.
know they like keeping the top the same all day, which is, totally understandable. But yeah, we'll see if they change up the hill and go on that other side. There's so much to do.
Right. Awesome. Very cool. Well, welcome back to Rockwell X12 and excited to meet these new promoters. And thank you for your energy. And we love venues, right? The sport, we need as many venues as we have. There's definitely a lot of potential at X12, but unfortunately, it needs to be exploited by someone putting in a bunch of time. And I hope that they get the reward thereafter because the one thing I did notice there was a pretty good amount of camping at at the X12, and that leads to uh, good profits for the promoters. If you have a lot of campers, big profits. That's awesome. So I love seeing that. But then going from X12, the Big Sky. That's the next on the docket for Rockwell. Ryan, can I horn in with you and Aaron again? Can you make my whole summer? And can we do the U out of the campers?
We'll be in the back 40 and we will have a U shape again, that is for sure.
The
Hopefully we
only
can expand a little bit, but yeah, that was amazing.
The only way it could ever get better is if I could somehow get Tom there with us and your guys' nighttime walks of the hill right at dusk and picking lines before the next day. That could have been one of my favorite thing ever doing. And then in no rush, we got our camper, we grab a beer, we go up, we look at lines. Your guys' kids are going around. We're all talking. The sun's going down over, what is it, the Yellowstone River? I mean, it's just the freaking best. Then go back and talk about good old days and have a couple more. I love that shit.
You were picking lines? I just went for the walk.
No, I was listening to you and Aaron. I was like, oh wow, that's how you do that. I just go where the bike goes. I don't even know that. I didn't know you're actually supposed to find spots to hit.
I forget it by the time we get back to the camper anyway, so
But man, I've said it so many times. Big Sky, one of I think the marquee events of the summer. Ty Cat and Austin Tyler just absolutely crushing promoting that event. Hills are so fun. The watering, I don't want to jinx it. The last year, you couldn't have got it better. You could not have had a better hill prep than they had. From first run to last run, people could win. It was unbelievable. And the hills were so dang fun. It was awesome. So if you haven't been there, you got to go.
Yeah, and this is right where my first complaint of the night starts because it's a damn shame that being centrally located, you have to make the choice between White Rose and Freemansburg doubleheaders and Big Sky and Columbus being doubleheaders this year. It's pretty disappointing and a pretty gnarly choice to have to make right off the bat for these
That
series.
sucks. That
Mhm.
sucks. That sucks.
Yeah.
And I think High Point. How many professional hill climbs is there in June this year, Logan?
I think there was 6.
Jesus.
And
That's
if you count it the way that American Hill Climb West does, where they have separate rounds on the same weekend, it's probably more like 7 or 8.
wow. Dang. Yeah, so that's June 6th and 7th is the Big Sky, and also that's White Rose Freemansburg, Logan, that weekend.
Yeah, White
Yep.
Rose is the 7th, and then Freemansburg is the following weekend, which is when Columbus is also.
Dang it, bummer. That sucks. That sucks. Yeah, we don't like that. Unfortunately, some people just can't change their date, you know. So I mean, that's the reality that we're living in. That it's just sometimes you can't be moved. So it's a bummer. But
And Columbus is moved.
Yeah.
So they moved for Hurricane, right? For Jake.
Yeah, they moved for Jake.
Yeah.
wow. Well, we'll get back to those. We're going to talk more. Then the last one on Rockwell, the Great American, and that'll complete the Rockwell series, right, Ryan, for the 3 races.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And what can't be said that hasn't been already said about the Great American? 108? Is that what, 108 years it's going to be being a badass on a motorcycle. That's what that means. 108 years we've been badasses on motorcycles in Billings, Montana. So freaking epic. I've been hearing lots of stories about the actual Great American itself. And I think that there's been a lot of involvement with the club. I've heard a lot of different things about possibly like the hill changing a little bit. And I love it. I mean, I think it's great. What I love about it is everybody wants something different, but I love the amount of passion that I'm hearing from the BMC, from the people that absolutely love this sport and live it. And when you get that, you get cool stuff to happen. So it should be pretty epic. Anything more to be said, boys, about the Great American?
It's on my list to come back. It's been a long time.
Nice.
Too long since I've been there.
I had a talk with some of them there, and we were just kind of talking. And you know, the one thing there with how the hill slid last year, it kind of breaks it up for verticross to where you can run. So you're kind of on the right hand side of the hill. It's almost impossible now. It's super hard. You're not making it over with 700 bikes. The left side has the wall, so that's what we were running up last year. So I was even throwing out verticross. Most of the action's at the bottom. It doesn't always have to go through the chute with 2 guys. So cross it off at the line. Is that something we look at? It takes away a little bit of shooting through the wall, but I don't know. It might be a little better on the trying to get up there and tossing bikes down.
Cool. I mean, that hill has been moving. It's been moving for years. It's crazy when you come back from year to year how much different it is. It's unreal, unbelievable. And the different types of dirt on that hill are crazy. From some of the gravelly stuff at the top and the sandy to the bentonite. I mean, it's just wild. All the different conditions you can get on that hill. It's wild.
It's a banger.
Yeah. Definitely. If you've ever put a set of extensions on a motorcycle, you got to go. That's a bucket list hill. You just can't consider yourself a hill climber if you haven't been there. You will find some of the best pits, the best run organization possible, and you will see a lot of bikes. I mean, last year, how many freaking 450s and open bikes did you have, Ryan?
117 450s, and I think there was 60 something open. And yeah, and there it's different because there's a lot of old school bikes, so you still see a pretty good variety of bikes. So if you're a bike guy and like watching, you'll see Harleys, you'll see inlines, you'll see the 1190s, 1090s, 990s. You get a wicked arraignment of bikes, which is pretty neat, because I don't know, we're all kind of the same too. We'll stroll the pits and be like, what the hell is that?
And we've talked about so much the Rockwell Pro Hill Climb Series. 100% of every dollar spent by the rider goes directly back to the riders. So when you hear 117 450s, that's $11,700 in that purse that is coming some way back to the riders, whether it's in that class purse, the race purse, like they go over and above that, and they'll pay down did they pay down to 25 places last year, Ryan, for that?
Yeah, I think they're switching that up again, rumors and allegations, but I think they're tightening that up a little bit.
Okay.
So the top will pay more, but
Okay.
yet to be seen. We'll
Either
see how it goes.
either way, they're not taking this money. They're giving it all back. They definitely could take as much as they wanted from the effort that they're putting in, but so generous of that organization and the BMC and all the members that all that damn money comes back. It's awesome. It's so awesome and so generous. So it's epic. Also for the Great American, we just wanted to kind of put it out. It's all talk, speculation. Well, not speculation. It's not. We're talking about it. But the French riders had contacted us, and there's 4 French riders: Julian Perrin, Julian Sapertini. I did I say it wrong, Logan? Is it Sapertini?
Yeah.
Say it right.
Saporiti.
Saporiti. Thank you. Thomas Jolly, and who was the 4th? Dang it, now I forget. It was wasn't Johan. Dang it.
Vincent.
Vincent.
Floret.
Yep, Vincent.
Vincent.
Thank you. Vincent. These guys want to come over. They want to race the Great American. And Ryan, the Cipalas, myself, other people, we've been kind of grassrootsing them bikes. We're trying to figure out a plan to get them to be able to race at the Great American. Each one of those guys is going to need an open bike and a 450. And we don't want to give them shit bikes. We want to give them championship level bikes like they give us when we go to France. So we're really working hard to give them top of line equipment to ride if they can make it over. And man, like Ryan and I, we've been talking a lot about it. We're really wanting those guys to come. And Ryan, like you were saying, if we could somehow find a camper sponsorship or something so these guys could stay at the hill with us, that would be pretty epic, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. That's part of the experience at the Great American. Not only the hanging out after and having a couple beers with everybody, but you run, and it's been good for the last while. We run pretty late, but not the 3-4 in the morning that it used to be. It's we're usually wrapped up pretty good, but once you're done trophies and stuff at 1-2 in the morning, it's nice to just go straight to a camper. Having to go to a hotel and stuff just
Right.
isn't the same.
Yep. When you're making a plan, Ryan, you got to think of all the holes in the boat before you set sail. One just came out. What happens if our sponsorship is the Goon Climbers and it's Otis and the Goon Climbers that are going to sponsor a camper? Are we going to do that to the Frenchies? Could they live through an Otis Goon Climber experience at the Great American? Cowboy,
It's
did
just-
they make it?
It's just
I don't think we want them in the same camper as Otis.
it's just a cube band full of candy and chips. It's awesome.
I don't-
Let's go.
I don't think they could take the mushroom burgers. I don't know.
If they camped with the Goon Climbers, I'm telling you, they're not all going back to France. Some of them are like, this is life. This is the life I live now. They're not going back.
No, they're going back to Kentucky or to Camden.
Yeah,
and they're just going to live up the Goon life.
Yeah, but we've all got Ryan, Logan, all of us have got to meet these guys from them coming here, going back and forth. These are salt of the earth, great people, not to mention championship level talent riders. They are just the nicest damn people. And it's so cool that a whole continent away, there's a whole group of like-minded people just like us that love racing, telling stories, picking on each other, having fun. And it would be so epic to get them at the 108th running of the Great American and have some French riders there. I think it would be good for the club. I think it would be good for the sport. I think everything. I know, Ryan, man, you've been over the top volunteering stuff, and Luke and Logan, I just thank you for everybody. We've been trying to kind of grassroots this together. Matt Musgrove and everybody, we've just been kind of working on it. So I'm hoping we can make it happen. But if anybody hears this and wants to help, reach out to Ryan or myself, and we'd love to put this together, right, Ryan?
Well, and I think that I raced them in 20. I think it was about 4 years ago. We had the Nations Cup, Logan.
Muted, Logan.
Muted.
It was 24.
24. So, and
Yeah.
we got to race all those guys and go for dinner. Mead had us all over to their family's house, and they did great there. But the type of hills they're used to, the Great American is going to be, right up their alley. This is their bread and butter. And I hate to say it, but I think they're going to put on a little bit of a school versus me. That's for sure.
a freaking saggy on my 300. He almost went over just stopping at the last breaker on Big City and almost summited. I mean, he's so talented. Those guys are wild.
Yeah, yeah, and that that's their hill, so it'll do good. Yeah,
It'd be
it's going to
cool.
be exciting, and I hope we can make that happen.
Be sick.
Mm-hmm.
Be very sick. So Rockwell's banging this year. That's awesome. We're in a couple states. They got 3 awesome races. Going to be epic. I'm all in. I'm so excited to come back and race for points. Ryan, if I can just have my name on the same page as yours in the old man's class, I'm gonna be so happy. All right.
Well, I look forward to racing you all year. The one I was gonna say too is the year-end checks are always
Oh, yeah.
nice with that series.
Yeah.
Christmas time, mine always comes, and
Whew.
you get you get a grand or almost 2 grand sometimes
Right.
of bonus checks for
Yep.
Like that's
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
that'd be nice.
Yes, that's super.
Yeah,
nice.
they got that figured out over any other series because get nothing else. And Motoclimb used to for a little while, and then that fell apart. But yeah, it's pretty sweet to see. I know a couple years ago they posted a picture of all the checks that they were sending out, and I was like, "Wow, that's some serious coin."
That's
Yeah.
people being very generous. Thank you,
Mhm.
Rockwell. I love you guys and women, everybody. Thank you for all your involvement. But let's move on. We're trying to do a little bit quicker. I'm long-winded. Sorry, boys. Let's go American Hillclimb East and West now. Their schedules are out. And I'm looking at a 10 race schedule with East and West, all leading to the national championship October 17th and 18th in Sunnyside. So that is a freaking full ass schedule right there. Damn. We're starting off in Sunnyside and we're ending in Sunnyside. And it's going to be pretty interesting. We got a brand new event on the calendar for the West. We're going to start off in Sunnyside. And then, as Logan said, it's going June 7th, June 14th for White Rose and Freemansburg. And those events are unbelievable. If you haven't been there, White Rose Club, unbelievable club. The grounds are manicured. As long as you don't see any of those nasty ass, what are they, black snakes or whatever, scare the frick out of me. Stay away from these black snakes. God dang it, they're terrifying. But so it's such a fun hill. I mean, that hill is so hard to go fast at White Rose, and another deceptive hill. But that club just goes over and above there. It's awesome to see them. And then Freemansburg. I mean, dear God, that's one hill where filming it, you can see it, right? I mean, that is just a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Greensburg is the beast of the East.
It's the beast of the East, that's for sure. But then that leads us to Port Angeles. And is the Animal actually promoting that? Have we heard? Is it Jake promoting that event?
So we had Jake on last week. That'll be coming out shortly. But yeah, Jake's the Hurricane Hill. He's putting his heart and soul into it. They were out already tearing down trees, making spectator areas, rerunning water. He's already putting a lot into it, so it's great to see from Mr. The Animal.
Awesome. Hell yeah. No, thanks, Jake, for all this energy and effort, and love seeing a new venue on the schedule. Man, anybody that can get there and help support. I've heard so many people speak so highly of that area, that hill, that venue. I think it's really like a home base for a lot of that West Coast faction for racing over there. And I just hope that they get a ton of support, because the first couple years promoting event, they are the hardest. So let's hope we can get a really fast docket and a bunch of spectators out there for him.
Yeah, Jake has a lot of plans in the work to make the pay good, and hopefully those go through for him. And like I said, they're doing a lot of work. I said you can see all the hill from all the parking area, and
nice
increasing their spectator area. So they're doing everything they can to make it work out.
Awesome.
They already run a hill climb there, so that's the good part. Like I know with Carson, that was kind of his hard part. He's going from a bare hill trying to build it, and there's going to always be hiccups along the way, and that's hard. For the Hurricane Hill Climb, they've had it before for a long time, so they know the ins and outs, they know the hill, they know what works, and they can just keep growing it now.
Yep. Awesome. They've had it for 50 years. It's East Coast style hill. It's not really a West Coast hill. It's groomed, 4 giant jumps in it. breakers. You can jump them or roll them. But I guess he said he is going to try and flag it, so it's not just a straight run. But
Okay.
it is more of an East Coast hill that the West Coast guys aren't very familiar with.
Yeah.
So it doesn't sound like they're cutting in a new hill or
No, they're just going to
modifying it.
flag
They're
the
just gonna
existing hill
flag
to
'em.
put some
Yeah.
switchbacks in it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to cut in any new ledges or anything, change it up that way.
You know, my
At
first
least not this year.
my
Yeah.
first clue from years past, knowing that that's an East Coast style hill, is watching all the people back as far back as they can to get the absolute hardest hole shot possible. That's how you know it's
Yep.
an East Coast hill. When it's a West Coast hill, half the people don't even start by the log. There's, they don't even,
Yeah.
the whole shot doesn't matter. East Coast hill, that whole shot, it makes you run.
It's
Yeah,
everything.
you have to come out hard as fuck. That's for sure.
Mhm.
So that's cool. Can't wait. Ryan, have you rode there before at that event?
No, I have not. Nope.
Okay. All right. Nope. That can't be too far for you, is it? Is that under 10 hours for you?
That'd be about 10. Yeah.
About 10? Okay.
It's not actually that far from Washington, like from the actual Sunnyside Nitro National Hill.
Okay.
It's I think
Just
it's
on
like
the other
4
side of the
hours.
mountains.
Yeah, not even
Nice.
2.5 or something.
Okay. Well, good. Hopefully that can pull some of the locals from there over there. That'd be awesome. Then next up on the schedule, Muskegon. So Muskegon's back on the schedule, Cowboy, this year?
Muskegon's back on the schedule.
For now.
For now,
Oh,
I
oh.
did talk with Matt Luna. They want to run it. They rebuilt their bank account a little bit.
Okay.
That was the issue last year. What they did with the hill for 24
Yep.
and all the work they did there kind of drained their account,
Gotcha.
Mhm.
and they kind of had a bad year 24 spectator wise.
Dang
And
it.
they're worried if they had another bad year, it would pretty much bankrupt them. So,
Oh, shoot. Dang it. Can't have
so
that.
they had to run their other events and try and build their account back up. So I think they should have the reserve now to at least cover a bad year.
Okay.
So I think they're all in again.
Nice.
I hope.
Are they going to keep that bottom, how they rebuilt it? Is that their plan for
As
this
far as
year?
I know, they are.
Okay, cool. All right.
Have
That-
not heard any different. I mean,
That might keep me at home. I've been a little injury prone lately, and
they do have some work, and I hope that they get the guy that built it, that Andy Dice, and he can kind of tame that a little bit, because
yeah,
you got to change that step down a little bit and tame that big double, because you could easily over jump it and easily under jump it. That's a very
Yeah.
hard step up to time on a 200 horsepower motorcycle.
I think it's an awesome theory, and it looks super cool, and it's like a great deal. They just need to refine it a little bit to improve it.
Yeah, they need to roll it back a little bit. I don't know, or move it forward so it's not so far. I mean, that was like 60 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just, I wasn't there and just watching from videos, and I thought I was super impressed with a lot of the people, how well they did it. But out of the whole class, there's really only a few people that have the talent that should be attempting a run like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
And as a promoter, this ain't Supercross. Like, you ain't gonna get the 30 best riders in the world coming. You're gonna have 5 spectacular riders, and then you're gonna have a bunch of people like me that don't know enough to know enough, So that's what makes me nervous, is I think you're asking a lot for some people to learn. And I get it's a professional race and all that. I understand it, but also, man, don't want to see people get really twisted up on that in that situation.
And all in all, most people navigated it good. The big jump wasn't the issue. It was the step down that screwed everybody up, because it had that little kicker. And if you either landed it before it or caught the back wheel on it and got you upset into that G out, you were screwed up. But
Mhm.
I would have
the
been
big bikes
faking-
have so much power, you
Yeah.
can kind of idle to that bottom of that lip and grab a handful and launch across it nice.
I would have had to have Kurt install a button to cut out the timing on my bike so I could act like I was having mechanicals, so I could just roll through the bottom, and then after the jump, then let her eat,
Mhm.
Just let Logan run the switch for you, so he knows how much to give her over the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to be going about this fast.
Yeah. Dogger
That's
Dogger has that picture on Logan's Buell, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
sumbitch is in orbit. And I'm like, damn, a borrowed bike, and you are just in orbit on the thing. And he's like, oh, it wasn't that bad. I'm like, dude, I've rode motorcycles. I can see how freaking high you are. That was
I
insane.
think that was one of the first times he rode it too.
Yeah.
So he was just going in blind. I was like,
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah, that
I
was-
don't know if it'd have been faster to like over jump it and land on the face, but I almost think it kind of might have been.
the people that were doing it right, it was really impressive. I mean, it was
Mhm.
especially on those nitro bikes. Wow, I just really
That's
think
where it
like
was hard
on
on
a-
a nitro
on a-
bike. On a 450, that's any jump. Like, it's no problem on
Yeah,
a 450.
on a 450 and stuff, it'd be a blast of a hill. But I just think sending any open bike to nearly flat is pretty terrifying,
Yeah.
and then extremely hard to time on the nitro bikes and stuff too.
It's extremely hard to time on a nitro bike. And like a G out, it was just the whole approach to it was off and
Mhm.
made it more difficult than it had to be.
I mean, honestly, just from my experience, like if you're trying to get a crowd there, you just have it so they can come out of that hole crazy ass hard and have that jump so they get air and don't have to let out of it that much, and it's not scary for the rider. That will be the best crowd experience ever, because
Yeah.
the lines will decide how fast you can go, but you're going to have that thunderous, explosion right when they're by the crowd. And that people remember that shit. That's why they go to NHRA drag races and get up there. They want that this explosion. And they got that from some riders last year when they timed it just right, but a lot of pussyfooting and a lot of not making it, and that's not as fun for the fans. They want an East Coast fan base wants those freaking nitro bikes just goddamn screaming, right? And that's what they tell their friends. You wouldn't believe how fast this guy came out of the hole, blah blah blah. They love that shit, right?
Yeah, I'm
So I
not
guess
good
it-
at building jumps, but I guess if they just change the angle of that takeoff a little bit so it didn't shoot you up and shot you out
Yeah,
and rolled the landing a little bit
I
and
like
not
it.
make it a flat landing.
mm-hmm.
I like it. I like it.
Just a little refinement. That's
yep,
all it needs.
yep,
It'll be
but-
perfect.
Love it. Then moving on, Troy, Kansas. They're back. That's awesome. Those
Troy
guys
is
are all
back.
in. That's awesome. Thank you to the promoters down there. They've been
Oh,
going
Ron
all
Deacon
out.
loves it.
That's so cool. I the very first year they're in, I love that American Hillclimb, the Devil's Staircase brought those guys out at the championship and had all the promoters there. Rob, everybody involved with that got that. I love that. That was so cool to see, and that they knew what they were a part of. Those promoters got to see what they were a part of by being there. This is a machine. This is a family. Like, that was so cool. And thanks, Ron. All you guys down there working so hard in Kansas. Love that. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun hill. It's just jumps. Like, you're just in the air the whole time. It's
It
just
is a
jump,
cool
jump,
hill.
jump.
I've had fun every time I've been there.
Machine
It's not
approved.
steep. It's not big.
Oh yeah, it was a good. We had a great time when we went.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hear that, folks? That's the most happiest I've ever seen that guy. Jesus, I mean,
Yep.
you don't get that from the machine. You don't say anything like that. So good
And
job,
They do
Kansas.
some promoting. They can draw a pretty good crowd. They have a fairly large city that's 10 minutes away.
Nice.
They could really draw a crowd in there.
Cool.
Yeah, hopefully the third year he just keeps growing. It sounds like it's obviously been doing well enough that he wants to keep doing it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's make
Great.
that place just a ton of money. Let's get them packed up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put a good show on every time, and he'll keep having us back. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool too. Like, you don't see very many brand new promoters come into this series and stick with it for a
Yeah.
third year. So
Heck yeah,
let's
that's
hope
awesome.
The only thing that's
hope
weird
he
is that
stays on.
bridge you got to go across to get to the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
Like, it's all creaky and missing boards, and
Oh, that's part of the
I
experience.
got about half
Cowboy.
vertigo going across that. Like, almost fell over walking. I was like, Jesus.
Less jugs.
Also, with the American Hill Climb, new official now. Heard that Rob. I don't know if we were hoping to have him on the podcast to hit the whole story, but I don't know if it's a full retirement or if he's just taking a year off. I haven't heard for sure. I want to wait to hear that from Rob himself. But Dave Perigo taking over for American Hill Climb
Yep.
East as the official. That's gonna be cool. That's awesome. Dave's got a lifetime
Yeah.
of racing under his belt. He's had championship bikes. Him himself raced for many years. Went to a lot of events. I mean, Dave has been in a lot of events. He's rode in them. He's had bikes in them. He's had riders in them. I think he should be a pretty good voice for the sport. That's awesome.
Against the Grain Design and Print is proud to announce its partnership with Find the Line. Against the Grain works with clients to build their business and racing goals through the design and production of premium stickers and decals. We offer one-of-a-kind subscriptions for a flat monthly fee that can save you hundreds of dollars. Custom mailers, white label printing, motocross graphics, and anything else you can think of, we have you covered. It's time to print your passion. Visit atgdesign.co or email sales@atgdesign.co.
Hey there, Find the Line listeners. We will always be looking for partnerships for Find the Line. Please email findthelinepod@gmail.com to see how we can work together to grow your brand. Once again, that's findthelinepod@gmail.com. Now, let's get back to it.
Yeah, he'll do good. He's going to bring his bikes and stuff for his riders, and someone else is going to run the race day operations. He will not be involved in his 5.5 motorsports on the race day.
Okay.
He will 100% be American Hillclimb on race day.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a perfect world, we'd find somebody that was completely isolated. There's just nobody out there. There's not that many people. We have to, you know, like it was awesome that with Rob, you know, that he didn't have any horse in the race as far as bikes being there. But, you know, look at Kerry on the West, same thing. His bikes are there. We're a big family. Let's all be big together. Let's all be honest. Let's make it work. And let's all point towards the same good, positive goal, right?
Yep. I talked with Dave. He's ready to go. He's got, you know, he's getting his ducks in a row. I'm actually talking to a guy now to run social media for American Hillclimb East.
Nice. Good.
His name better be Colby.
They're not going to give enough money to Colby. This guy, I think we can get him a lot cheaper than we can get Colby. It's not going to be Colby quality, but
yeah, what you pay for.
Going to be better than what we had. He was actually at the last 2 rounds helping film with Fans Choice. So.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. That'd be cool just to have a steady stream of information for the fans and the riders and everybody to keep everybody in the loop. That's huge.
Doesn't have to be good. It's just got to be there.
Yep. It's got to be better than a picture too of the standing sheet. Like you got to make some kind of graphic about it. And I told him we just need you to do standings graphics and a couple pictures and maybe some video if you're there and video and take pictures. We just need content.
I always thought, and this is, you know, biased, but like, you know, when I was Nitro and Mud, when I'd go around the pits and I'd get like, you know, 5-7 interviews, quick little minute interviews from people. I always thought that would be huge. Like if they had a media guy that could just go around and get those little interviews, and then through the year you play them, because we very seldom see the rider without his helmet on. And I think like, you know, when I met Jason Geisler and I've pitted by him and everything, I mean, the guy, when I talk to him, I'm like, we're brothers from another mother, right? It's like, I've raced against this guy for years and never got to actually meet him, but then you go interview him. It's just a whole nother avenue to help the sport, the rider, everything else, you know?
I was just watching the 2024 recap. I know I'm a geek, but 2024 recap they did of Brick Mine. And it started out the video and they had like Peyton Reimers doing the, catching the wave and you got to go where it's best. And then they had Logan, kind of running down the championship. And it was so cool. And it was just quick clips and a quick little doodad to get going. But it was really neat. And you seen everybody helmets off and it was awesome.
It's like I had a dream that I tried to talk to Kevin about once I heard that Rob was retired, but it was radio silence from him, which I understand. I'm sure he's got a million people trying to send their input, but like, I really think that for American Hill Climber, I guess for any pro series at this point, is like Joel said, you're just not going to find somebody that isn't tied to it some way. So why don't we just make a riders like union or board and split up all these chores between a few different people that are good at it? Like somebody like Braden can run around and get interviews before race day, then run the social media. You have pick out somebody that can send emails and beg for sponsorship all winter long and do work with different sponsors at different events and get them out there and do activation with them. And then have somebody that brings the flags and sets the flags for the weekend. And somebody that is working with Dave as like more of a like a rider bridge between officials and racers. It's like if you split it all up, it's only a little bit of time for every person, and you could make the series look so good, and it would be so easy to do. But you just need the buy-in from everybody, and we don't have that.
Yeah.
I think you'd have the buy-in, like, and I think about that a lot, because I go to races where, you know, we're all sitting on the hill and everybody's like, somebody should say something, and I usually will, but you know, you have a Riders Alliance for the hills as well as the social media, the everything, and it doesn't have to be for AMA, it doesn't have to be for Rockwell. It's just an alliance in itself, just growing the sport.
Yeah. Great
Exactly.
stuff.
And then you can work with promoters closer to get a hold of them and see what they need to make their event successful, or what they want from us to help promote it. Or, you know, there's so much room for improvement, and it's just like such low hanging fruit that it'd be like an hour or two for 5 or 6
Yeah.
riders at each weekend, and it would level up the series tons.
Well,
Yeah,
and
I think at most events you have a lot of the riders are willing to help and help set up, flag the
Yeah.
hill, and do that. But I like the idea of, like you said, a riders union, and it shouldn't just be like an American hill climb. It should be hill climbers across the board from all the series. Just join like we had the, you know, Professional Hill Climber Association, and make something like that for all the series, and all the riders have a voice, and they all come together.
Boys, all amazing points, but schedules, right? Okay, let's get back
Yep,
at it.
schedules,
We're talking
schedules, stay on
schedules.
topic, stay on
we
topic.
have solved way more problems than we needed to tonight, but we're back to schedules. From Troy, Kansas, going to the potato race, New Plymouth, Idaho, and man, every person that's been there, we talk potential, right? I mean, Logan said it before. It's harder to get that crowd back, but even if we could get 15% of what they had at the max, it would be one of the most successful events of the season. But a lot of stuff's got to happen, and this is where your rider committee would be awesome for here, because it needs that. It needs more than just one person to try to do a weekend's worth of work there. It needs involvement, right? And
Yeah.
I think that's there. I think that venue is so freaking awesome because it's been awesome for a long time, and I really think that it's one of those multi attraction venues. That mud pit, they got to get that going. The hill climb, amazing. The trophy climb, amazing. Like, I think that there's bikini
Yeah.
contest. I don't know, wet t-shirt contest.
If they could build it back to what that was years ago, it'd be awesome.
Right.
And we have that item. I'm just looking here to no Lloyd's race for West Coast.
nope,
No Lloyd's this year.
nope.
Okay.
They tapped out for this year, and that's where Jake stepped up.
Yep. So
Okay.
potato race. Let's hope that keeps pushing forward. And I think
it'll keep growing. It's getting bigger every year, and these new promoters are learning it as they go.
We've talked about before. I don't know. I'm not a dirt guy, but the top of the hill just needs to start over. They got to just push all that dirt over the top and start over, because there's just no top left there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hill's gone.
The hill's gone. They got to start over. That's just what it is. So
they have a pretty decent ridge to work off of, though, don't they?
I think
all they need to do is get a dozer up there and push dirt for 10 hours, and it'd be done.
Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta get rid of that giant gully up there that just disappears.
There's like 4 gullies up there, Cowboy. It's crazy.
Okay, I haven't been there, and I just see from the videos that you make that turn and you just disappear.
Yeah.
You guys are getting me wound up now, because this is like, it's so easy to make massive improvements on this hill, and it just drives me nuts that nothing happens every year.
Now, can they get a dozer up there?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I get to drive my van up there.
Yeah.
They got a nice road that goes up to the top.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful road. The return road is great. And it wouldn't, like, even if you didn't go as far as to push in all 4 runs, like you left the mid part of the hill and just took off that top knob, you could have that done in couple hours.
Exactly.
And then, like, we were setting timers last time I was there, it was a couple years ago, but like, it was hard to find a spot to put the timers because you're going underneath them every time, because the gully is so deep.
That's how dug out it is.
Yeah. Like, you honestly, when you're going through, you would kind of stand and go through it.
Yeah, that needs fixed. They need to
Yeah.
Get a company come in there, or even just go to your local cat dealer and rent a small dozer.
That was setting timers up there with Travis, and I'm trying to help out, and I just had kind of got to know him a little bit. And I'm setting timers, like, oh, I'm setting timers with one of the greatest to ever do it. This is pretty epic or whatever. And I'm trying to do it. He's like, hey, let me show you how to do this. He goes over, grabs a beer can, stomps on it, sticks the beer can by the timer. I'm like, I'm learning here. I'm learning. I didn't think of smashing up a can and using it as a wedge. That was amazing. That's how champions are born. But yeah, there's a lot. I hope that they improve on it. But it's awesome they're having a race, and let's just see what happens. But hopefully more.
You never did that in your 20s to level out your card table that you had as your dining room table?
No, I wasn't smart enough, Cowboy.
You just had a wobbly dining room table?
Just had a wobbly, yeah, just all the cards went to one corner.
Your cereal milk spilling out in the morning?
Yep. So from the potato race back to White Rose. And
White Rose night climb.
Let's go. Is it a night climb?
It should be.
Is it back to the night? Please let me be back to the night.
Let me check that date.
It was last year, but I think it's back and normal. It didn't say anything different, so I would assume.
Last year was like an afternoon race. It wasn't a night race.
No, it was a night climb.
It was night? Okay, all right. I was wrong.
It was like late. It wasn't quite.
It was a night climb last year.
Because was it 2 years ago they did the doubleheader?
2 years ago they changed.
Oh, it was 2 years ago, the doubleheader.
Okay.
Yeah, last year was back to a night climb. You're right, Logan. Because,
that
was your first one back.
Yeah. I remember vividly.
Okay. Okay, then
it's still a Saturday, so it must be a night climb.
Yeah, it's a night climb, but it's Saturday.
Cool. Then the weekend after Freemansburg, and then going to Devils, and I think I might be getting a credential just to go to Devils hopefully this year, because now that's just a regular race again, and you'd be a fool to not go to Devils when you live in Wisconsin, right? So I think I'm gonna have to get me a credential or see if I'm allowed to go to Devils, because that's gonna be epic. I can't wait to see.
It's only been a year.
I can't wait to see what they do with all the options they have just to have one race. It's going to be really cool to see what they do when they just have one race there. It's going to be an old school, just the East Hill. If they're going to mix in that West Hill, it'd be kind of fun to see what they do. But whatever they do, the Dayton Motorcycle Club will freaking crush it. They're going to be awesome at whatever they do. So I know.
Yeah. Does anybody know if would they ever use any of the West stuff they got in there? Or
I really doubt it. Not for their Sunday crowd. They're like, if they run just a one, they want the fast hill.
I think that for the 450s, they'll run the West Coast hill.
See, that would be a great idea.
Bikes, they'll run the East Coast because no one likes watching the 450s anyways. So they'll put them on a little more exciting hill.
That's cool.
And then leave the big hill for the fast bikes is what I would assume. But
I'll put that bug in Kevin's ear if I see him next week when I'm out in Ohio for the week. So
nice.
That's a great idea.
We're supposed to go out for a beer.
Oh, sick. All right. Perfect. There you go, Cowboy.
I'm out for a week for Honda training in Troy, Ohio. So Kevin's right down the road. So he said we'd grab a beer or pizza or something.
Oh, sick brag, Cowboy. Also, I think they're having an amateur race, Devils, this year.
They're having a couple amateur races. There's a whole new amateur series going on here in the East Coast.
Cool.
The Appalachian Hillclimb series.
Nice.
It's between Beaverdale, Pennsylvania, Pioneer Motorcycle Club in Ohio, and Devil Staircase.
Nice. Very cool.
I think they're having 2 rounds at each hill from May to September in that series.
Oh, yeah, nice. It's a cool series. Nice to see something popping up like that with a couple new hills.
Yeah, I might actually, if I can come up with a bike, I might run a couple of them. The last 3 are on, or the last 2 are on weekends that I have pro races to work. So I wouldn't be in it for points for series, but I'd probably go because all those races within 8 hours of me.
Nitro and Mud and Find the Line. We should get some of the promoters from those amateur series because they've been really upping their game. The amateur series have been going wild.
Series is getting huge.
District 23 here, they've been doing a great job. Like the things that they've been doing, and with all the stuff we've been seeing nationwide, be good to highlight a bunch of those guys. That's another episode. But that'd be pretty sick to get that because that's why our sport's been around for so long. Is it's from 5-year-old kids to freaking old ass people like me, and we all have fun, right? So it's cool.
Yep.
And then the American Hill Climb ending at the National Championship October 17th and 18th, and that is a week after Devils.
A week after. That's
a dagger for the
giant. Yeah. It is a giant thorn in the side for the East guys.
Yes.
And I've been fielding messages and calls, and so has Dave.
Yeah, that's a dagger.
Of the fact that it is a 1 week. So you basically have to leave Oregonia and
That's
go
what
there.
when I was talking to Kirk on the phone last weekend, I told him, like, to be out there by Friday, if you live in Pennsylvania or east of that,
You're
gotta
going to have
freaking
to
drive
leave
because you don't
Monday
get
morning
home.
from Oregonia.
Yeah, you don't get home till Monday morning at the very, very earliest from Ohio.
Yeah.
And you'd basically have to be in the truck ready to go, ready to leave Wednesday at some point. At
Yeah,
the
it
latest.
doesn't pay to go backwards 600 miles for
No, it's I do
people.
have a small bit of sympathy for them with that. It's nice that home is on the way for me.
It does suck, and we spoke with Carrie, and I didn't speak with John yet, but it's a water rights issue is the reason that it's that weekend.
Okay. All right.
They have, water regulations there, and I think they lose access to their water.
That makes sense.
Very good excuse.
There's
Yeah.
a reason.
Like,
There's a reason for everything. The
So
champion.
there is a reason that it's that close, but it's doable. Like,
Right.
it's doable. We talked about it on our show too. It's guys just gonna have to bite the bullet, take 2 weeks off of work in beginning of October, and do it.
Let's hope that there's a lot of people that are going to go, because it's always been a nervous issue of mine that there just wouldn't be a great faction from the east going west. Let's hope I'm wrong. Let's hope that
I'd be really
there's a
mad if
full
there was
15
if that
riders.
happened.
Yeah, let's hope that there's a bunch of riders that can team up together, do some flying,
Yep.
do some driving, whatever. Let's just make it happen.
Because all the West Coast guys came together and did it. So
Yep.
But yeah, they're gonna have to team up, come together, rent a semi truck. There's ways to do it. There's ways to work around it, and maybe at the first race we can sit down and talk with some of them guys and figure that out, because that's something that they need to plan for that.
Mm-hmm. And that's what the West guys did. They teamed up. They figured shit out. You can do some borrowing, do some begging. You'll make it happen, right? So,
yep.
As far as the championship in Washington, Jake has dominated the Devil's Staircase, basically, I would say. Now we're going kind of to his home territory there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens if a bunch of these East Coast bikes go there and how they adapt to that hill. And, like Logan, what do you think, like with an East Coast style bike, are they going to even be able to run chains, do you think, on that hill like they normally do? Are they going to have a bigger change in setup when they go from their East Coast style to Washington?
No, I think the chains will work well. I mean, all the nitro bikes that have raced out there have used chains in the past. Like when Harold was there racing and competitive, he used them. I don't know about who else. I wasn't out there for a lot of that time, but I don't think chains will be an issue at all. I think the biggest thing that they're going to have to overcome is maneuvering all the kickers and the ruts and those jumps, because it's not like hitting an East Coast jump where there's just a little groove and nothing in there. Like the jumps out there are completely different than what we're used to, or what the East Coasters are going to be used to.
I don't think the road gas will be an issue. I think the walls are going to be an issue for some people on they run a traditional West Coast hill, and I have no idea what they're going to make for an East Coast hill, where they're going to put it. My dream is putting it over on the Cash Climb hill and cutting a couple road gaps in that and letting them go Mach 10 through that rock garden.
I hope they don't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, me neither. You're on an island, cowboy.
Everybody's at the line. Just sign here. Oh,
yeah. We can have a super show more about that, but it's gonna be awesome. I love that they're going
gonna
to
be
Washington.
awesome.
It's gonna be fun. But we got another series, the Motoclimb Super Series, and as of right now, we're talking Carnegie and the Brick Mine. I have been hearing some rumblings that they have an opportunity, and there's a chance they might have a third venue and could make a full series out of this. Boy, that would be epic. If they could organize that to get back to another venue to make it a full series, it would be just awesome. They're having their class structure has changed in Motoclimb Super Series, and thanks to them, Motoclimb Super Series getting a whole bunch of riders together, having a discussion. We all decided that Austin Tyler came with, was it 2 Suzukis, Logan?
2 Suzukis.
2 Suzukis.
2 Suzukis to Carnegie. We all decided that happened. Yep, count them too. But it was awesome just hearing everybody's opinions. I thought everybody held themselves so professionally. We all had good input. We all came together. And what we've come down to is their traditional pro stock class is what it always has been. It's the pro stock qualifier to the verticross, and that doesn't change. But the pro mod class now, I think it should be called pro knob class, but whatever. We'll get that eventually. But now the pro mod class. I'm trying to see. I got the open knobby. It's 2 runs again, but it's 450 through open, single and multi-cylinders. Okay, knobby tire only. Any fuel, any length allowed. Racers will be able to switch bikes between the first round and second round in the class counts for Motoclimb Super Series Championship. So epic. The tire is the limiter, right? I think that's awesome. So we're going to find out. Is it a badass 550? Is it an open bike? Is it a 450? Depending on how the hill's flagged, where we're at, what we're going to do. But it's going to give lots of opportunity. Hopefully more open bikes run. The crowd loves that. The fans love that. Tom and I are talking, thinking if we could go to Carnegie in the spring. And I was like, well, damn it. You got that hitch hauler. I could just throw the frickin' 1190 on the hitch hauler. And I don't want to ride the stock bike anyways. I'll just ride senior, open knobby and open and bring 1 bike and 3 tires. It'd be awesome, right? I mean, what a simple way to go racing, you know? Be epic.
And that was Matt's plan with doing that with the class, was to get more open bikes, and you know, you have only need 2 bikes to run for the weekend.
Right. But
great idea. Very similar on track to the idea that I had with my proposed class, except you would need a 3rd bike, obviously, but
right,
because of rules, but I like it. It's a good idea. A fuel bike on a knobby is going to be very interesting. If anybody has one and would try it, it would be. Harold tried it at Columbus and it didn't work very well.
I think Austin tried it. Oh no, maybe that was a paddle.
Tried it a few times.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the thing is you don't have to. You don't have to do that unless you want to try it. But I think that's what's so fun is in a sport where at the very coolest class, nobody has the same bike. Now we're even making more opens where you can run a 450, a 550, an open bike, or, you know, God forbid you have a mechanical and something happens. Now you can switch up. If you had like Tristan Alexander last year, Pro Mod melted, right? So he's riding his 450 most of the year. Now he could do the same thing, or the hills that allow it, he could throw a tire on his 1190 and run that sumbitch. It's just, I think it's awesome. I think it's going to be good for the promoters to get the classes bigger, get more entries, get more involvement. And it's very visual for the fans. That's a chain wheel. That's a knobby, right? I mean, it's the announcer should be able to educate the crowd.
It'll show the difference there. Yep.
So I think that's pretty cool.
It's neat, the one rule they threw in. I'm not looking at it, but I'm pretty sure you can switch bikes between first and second round as well. So if you want to try your open and try your 550 or whatever the case may be, you don't have to run the same bikes first and second round, right?
Right. Yep. I
Right.
believe
Yeah.
that's
That's fun. That's cool.
We can clarify that with Matt, but I know we talked about that in the discussion, and it shouldn't matter, right? Because it's a 450 to open class, and then the best thing too is if you have 2 awesome bikes and you got a fast buddy, bam, they're gonna run that class last. Your buddy can go out, give it. Maybe he tries it. Maybe it's the damn it, I forgot his name. Who's the pro motocrosser we just had on, Logan? Luke from Cali, Petey's buddy.
Mark Braden.
Maybe he's the Mark Braden, where he's pro level talent. He comes, and the first time he sits on an open bike, he's like, hell yeah, right? So if that gives that guy an opportunity, and all of a sudden now we got Mark Braden with an epic team involved in hill climbing and loving it, that's what we want to do. Get more riders going, get more involvement, get more talent. That's awesome. So I think it should be epic. But let's all cross our fingers, cross our toes. We want that 3rd round for a Motoclimb Super Series. Let's hope it happens.
Are we doing any speculations on what it is yet, or you guys probably know too much?
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't. I'm probably already in trouble just saying it, but I'll say it's let's just say it's a former venue. I guess we could say that they're looking to get back to, right? So
any way you look at it, I just hope it happens. You know, I've talked to quite a few guys, and I'm sure you guys have as well, where if they get the 4th round, that's the series they're running. and that's huge. And you get to throw in Fordville as well. So
Yep.
great.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'd like to see them. I don't want to see them fold and have. I want to see them have their series this year, because the more pro series we have and the more places people would go ride their pro bikes, the better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we had more events on the East Coast for the guys to run their pro bikes, which would draw to the amateur series. I think the amateur climbs should throw in a 100% payback pro license rider class, open class.
So if you have your pro license, you cannot race in any of these amateur events then.
You can race in the amateur events in the classes, just not for points.
So there is, a whole bunch of runs. Do you get paid still?
No. Some
You
some
do?
events
Yes,
you
you
do
do.
get paid.
Okay.
It's
So
some, it's people are trying to make a rule and an excuse that you don't and shouldn't. But if you go, you can collect trophies and winnings and all that. You just can't get points.
which I totally agree with, because then you don't mess with the points of the amateurs.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that should be 100%. But if you, instead of having, especially when a series gets down to 4 races, let's say, at least you got something else to do. You shouldn't
Yeah.
only have 4 races in a year on the East to race. So if you have 2-3 series, don't get your points to screw up the amateurs. Awesome. What does that
Yeah.
hurt?
But they need to put the just a pro only open class in there, just because you can't run the nitro bikes in any of those classes. You can run your twin and your 450 and the classes there, but there's nowhere for guys to get more time on their fuel bike or their turbo bike.
Yeah,
or their,
exhibition run.
Yeah, an exhibition class, but make it 100% payback. So you pay for the fuel and the oil you lost that day.
Well, that's up to the club. They can decide that, right?
The clubs can
do-
always add a class. Any club can add that class that they
Right.
want.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no set class structure except for nationals.
Yeah, and you're a fool.
And that's the only amateur event a licensed pro rider can't run as amateur nationals.
Yeah.
And you're a fool. Like when you see locally here, like Cato Cycle Club, when Braden Henry wants to go down there and race, that's freaking awesome. I mean, when Braden goes down there, he throws down, and it's cool. I mean, it's good for the kids to see him. It's good that the club should encourage that, right? Because it's really cool when you get the fast guys to swing in with their big iron and put some licks on. It's pretty fun,
Your guys' district's really good for that. The guys that moved out to the pro with the weekends that they're off and aren't doing anything are at their local races, running in the classes.
Yeah, it's cool.
And racing as much as they can.
Well, we're full on addicts here in the Midwest, Cowboy. That's the issue.
Yeah, it's the Pennsylvania and Ohio guys that don't show up to the amateur events and get seat time. And
but the further east you go, the more people. Well, not as far east as you guys are, but in the Illinois and Indiana area, they're encouraging pros to not go.
Yeah,
and they don't want them to go, saying you can't come here and race and you can't win money and blah, blah,
well,
blah.
that's
So that's why I was getting wound up.
Yeah,
that's dumb to do that, because like
that's BS.
The biggest difference between your top amateur guys and your pro guys is equipment.
Yeah, it's the only difference, really.
Is you're allowed to run funny fuels and chains.
Yeah, but when you race people that are a higher caliber, it accelerates you as well. If you got somebody going out to these events, it builds their classes to get them going, to build them up, to get them going into the pro class.
Yeah.
Nailed
like
it.
You go to the New England series and the 450 in the open class, the top 5 guys are all pro riders that retired or current guys that are currently running pro.
I think you guys nailed all the subjects. Luke, Tom's already wound up. Hit it, buddy. We got to get to it. Now that he's all hot, let's do this.
Rolling smooth and bam, it hits. Something in your sprocket throwing fits. A pebble, a problem, some petty pain. Time to sound off. What's caught in your chain?
Oh yeah. Well, I can see Logan. He's compiled a list. He's got a big old list caught in his chain tonight. But
I don't know which one to do.
I'm gonna go first here. I'm gonna go first because this is kind of funny. I never know what's group message and what's podcast, but my hero has had a little bit of a battle going with the garbage company here locally. And I just happened to be home when we got like a little 2-yard dumpster or yard or whatever they are, just like those little roll-out dumpsters. That's what we have at the house, and it gets dumped twice a month, So I can't stop buying trailers, so it's a little bit of a used car lot down by the dumpster. So I see the truck roll in, and the dude, he's got his freaking pit vipers on, the driver. I run up just to say hi. I was like, hey, man, sorry, I just can't stop buying trailers. You want it dumped? Is there
That's
anything?
why you're here, ain't
Is
it?
there anything in it? I'm like, I go, I don't know, but yeah. I go, yeah, I want it dumped. And he's like, well, how full is it? And I was like, I don't care if there's a bag in there. I want you to dump it. Then he goes and does a 16-point turn and tears out the Christmas lights that I understand they shouldn't be up, but they're still up on the north side of my driveway. Runs over 4 poles on my driver, backs up, grabs the lights on the other side of the driveway, cuts them in half, drives over 2 posts over there. I'm sitting there watching him, right? Goes up, dumps the dumpster. What does he do when he leaves? Doesn't look at me, doesn't do nothing, just drives right on by. I was like, you son of a bitch. Damn you. I was like, I see what Tom's dealing with now.
That's insane.
It's playing out incompetence. That's what he's dealing with there. That one got me. I was like, you could at least said like, hey, dude, sorry, I just rolled over 6 of your steaks and wrecked all your lights. But, it's my job to learn how to back this truck up, and he couldn't. It's just, God dang it. Like, maybe don't do that job, So yeah, so that's caught my chain. You're in 100% right, Tom, to be furious with that place.
Yeah. The best part that get me is when I asked them for a refund, they told me it was my fault and then said that I need to call sooner to complain about billing issues, even though they told me they only do billing once a month. So I had to wait to see if they were going to credit me until the billing hit. So I'm like, I don't have a choice other than to look at when my next bill comes in, but then you're mad I didn't call you before my next bill came in. I'm like, if you had any common sense in customer service, you would just say, I'm sorry, sir, we messed up. We will refund you that month's charge right now. It's like, you don't get to just be like, yeah, we'll bill it next month. Sorry.
And you don't have another option, another trash company in the area?
No, we actually don't really.
We have like 3 in this area.
Yeah.
No, we're in the Thule Bears. Well, so are you, Cowboy, but yeah, we don't got a lot of options.
Well, I'm in the mountains, and we get like 3 small trash companies that I mean, one nationally. We have the municipal waste, or them big blue trucks. We have them, and then we have like 2 small trash companies that have like a truck each, and and the one you don't have to pay a bill. You just go to the grocery store and you buy their bags, and you just put their bags on your curb, and they come pick them up.
Oh, sick! That's awesome. Oh, that's nice. Very good. Anybody else got anything caught in your chain?
I'll do a quick one.
Okay.
So I was just kind of, I know you guys talked about it. We've talked about it and stuff, but one name for classes in Hillclimb. Verticross to be verticross, side by side, X climb, whatever it may be. Open class to be open, premier, 700. They all got so many names, and I honestly couldn't tell you the name that goes with which series now, but just in a broader spectrum, it would be so nice if everything was like, oh, we're going to race verticross, or, it's open class. Twins class is pretty easy, but, the rest, man, would it be cool if they were all the same.
I'm with you. Yeah,
Yep.
That's a very good caught in your chain.
That still harks back to the time when everybody hated each other in all the series, and they didn't want to get along.
100%.
We all love each other.
It harks
now.
back to that time.
Yeah, we all love each other. It's okay.
Love
there
you
was
guys.
a time when we didn't.
Cowboy Logan, you got anything caught in your chain?
Logan, go, because I honestly don't for once. Like, hell, things are going nice over here in Pennsylvania.
Lucky you.
Good.
Fuck. Yeah.
Man, mine is, it's been a long list, but just the overall and general stupidity of population has just been driving me up the absolute wall lately. I just cannot handle it. Everything
I forgot
you do,
you guys live close to that bullshit.
well, this isn't even about that, but like just everything nowadays has to be difficult because people are just so damn dumb. Like I get on the plane carrying my duffel bag that I had checked on a previous flight, and it has a a bag tag on it still, and they yell at me saying I'm going to confuse somebody. I'm like, nobody else is touching my bag. I'm carrying it. I'm going to put it in the bin, and then I'm going to get it out of the bin. Who is that going to confuse? You know, it's like, it's not that hard. And then this week I'm trying to get all my tax documents in order, and I haven't got one from our oil co-op. So I call them asking them if they've given me, or if they've sent out the tax documents. And she's like, what tax document do you need? I'm like, to be honest, I don't really know. I just know I submitted one to my accountant last year, and I'm just trying to figure out if you guys have sent those out, or if you aren't going to, or what's going on.
Yeah, you need something. It's a
Yeah, I
form for the
don't really
dividends.
know like all about that. I'm like, okay, well, she's like, I'm like, I don't really know when then, oh yeah, those ones, they just get sent out with the checks. And I'm like, yeah, but I haven't got anything yet. Well, yeah, it'll come with your check. When you get your check, it'll just be with that. I said, I understand it's going to come with the check, but I haven't gotten a check, and I don't know if you guys have sent them out, so I'm just trying to figure that out. Last year they went out in February, so you should have got that in February of 2025. I said, yes, for the 2024 tax year. I need one for this tax year.
Well, they're going out in February, Logan.
So I said, I'm like, is there any chance they're going out in February? Well, we actually use a vendor to write those checks, so they've been delayed this year. We don't know when they're really going to be out. We'd like to have them out already to you guys. Like, couldn't you just led with that fucking information the first fucking time I asked? Couldn't you just lead with, yeah, sorry, we haven't gotten these checks out this year. It'll be coming with that.
That pretty
Hopefully
good
at the end of this month.
Here's your
And
sign.
I would have said, great, that sounds awesome, thank you. She knew exactly what I was talking about. She knew exactly what the delay was, and she knew exactly when they were going to be coming, or normally would, and just had to make it a painful 15-minute conversation.
Paid by the hour.
She must be.
Oh, Paul. Oh man, I love your caught in the chains. Oh, so good.
And then on top of it, work has just been bad too. We had an old vendor guy just bend us over the table and not use lube on a project we've been working on. We're in bad shape.
Damn it.
So dealing with that dumbass, and then it's just been the stupidity of population is absolutely terrifying.
Logan needs race season so he can get back to normal people.
Yeah.
He needs a few seconds wide open in that Buell to kind of clear his
Did
spots.
you say I need race season to get back to normal people?
Yeah, we're normal.
If I wasn't going out east, maybe, I guess. I'm trying to figure out who's worse, the lady on the phone or half the East Coast hill climbers.
Oh, shots fired.
Or maybe it could just be one small region. Maybe it's not all of them. It's just one region.
That's funny. Luke, anything? Have you been in an airport lately? That would get something going.
No airport. I just have a small one, but it's happened a couple of times now. And when you pay with cash, I don't understand how you do not get like coins back. Like that's just like a lost thing now. And usually you round up, which is fine. But now the last 2 times they've rounded down. So it's been like 40 or 50 cents that I don't get back. And it's just like not even a thought. They're just like,
So
oh,
they're
we'll take
pocketing
your
extra 40 or 50 cents. And like they just don't know how to do the math or something.
No, and they just keep going along. And it's just like, I don't know. It's so.
I mean, they discontinued the penny, so that's fucked a lot of people up with change.
But at least if
back
you're
to
going to do it,
stupidity.
round it up. So
that one's easy.
Just
can't count.
Just dumb.
I mean, I'm so old. I used to pay for cash with everything, and I used to have so much change that every year I would take my change in, I'd cash it in, and I'd go buy a gun with all the change I had. Like that was a thing I did every year. I'd have hundreds of dollars just in change that I'd take in, just from because you're transacting everything. And now it's
that's how we used to do our family vacations growing up. Like just to change, my parents saved up through the year in a 5-gallon water jug.
I do my ones and my change, and it's awesome. When I cash it in, I feel like I hit the lotto.
Yeah, it'd be a hard time to dump a one and not have it in your wallet.
Yeah, way to go, Scrooge McDuck. We're not all rich like you. Can dump paper in that bitch.
Just throwing 10s in there.
No, we're not. We don't have any 10s.
See, my problem is I save all my change in my washing machine. I just tear it apart every 2 years and then get a couple $100 out.
Oh, that's great. All right, boys, we could go on for days, but I think we went through it. Man, schedules are out. Thank you to all the series
Yep.
getting the schedules out. Hoping that Motoclimb adds that third venue. Man, I hope that comes out soon. Really excited for the ones that are on the schedule. Pumped to be back in Rockwell this year, and pumped to race with my buddy Ryan. It's gonna be awesome, and good year on us here coming. Bummed, Tom, that June's kind of a slobber knocker for you, and you're gonna have to make some hard decisions. I'm bummed about that. But let's just hope the decision's up for you and you get to pick, right? So that's all you can do, right? But thank you, Nitro and Mud. The bat signal went out. You guys come running. Appreciate you guys.
He answered.
So awesome to all get together, have a super show. Pumped that Luke can make it. He's been a busy man doing his TV show, and just awesome we're all together. But can't wait. 2026 is going to be epic. Tune in. We're going to have some of the best coverage. We got to hear about the snow hill climb that's happening at Dexter's this weekend. That's going to be awesome. And we'll be checking back. So Cowboy Ryan, thanks, guys. We really appreciate it this week.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Yeah. See ya.
All right, we're out here, boys.
Come on, mama told me one day I'ma grow up big and I'ma be a king. And my papa told me it's okay to sit where shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, 'cause they'll get you through.